Welcome to the Ages of Rock podcast with your hosts Bill Algie, Dennis Talbot, and Alan Tate. We are three guys who have one thing in common, a love of rock and roll. Our goal is to talk about all things rock. We hope you find this show intriguing, funny, and occasionally highly opinionated. Enjoy! Hey folks, this is episode number 265. I think that's the right number. If I'm wrong, fuck it, who cares? And
you're right.
This week, we are going to review the Van Halen album 5150, the first post-David Lee Roth album with one Red Rocker, Sammy Hagar on lead vocals. But before we get to this review, I want to pause for this commercial message.
This August will rock as Rockin' Pod returns to Nashville. This annual convention brings together rock artists, fans, and podcasters for an unforgettable rock experience. Meet Billy Sheehan, Ron Keel, Ricky Rachtman, Mark Goodman, Matt Pinfield, Don Jameson of That Metal Show, drum legends Carmine Appice and Vinny Appice, along with current and former members of Winger, LA Guns, Accept, Roxy Blue, and more. Panels, signing sessions, and vinyl and memorabilia vendors, all available to you at Rockin' Pod. Music podcasters from all over North America will be appearing on site for live interviews, networking, and speaking sessions. Got a music podcast? Register and join us. Rockin' Pod weekend kicks off with a pre-party concert featuring former Tesla guitarist Tommy Skio and his new band Resist and Bite. Plus, Ron Keel Acoustic, Rock United, and a rare hair set featuring many surprise guests. Rockin' Pod Weekend, August 6th through the 8th in Nashville, Tennessee. Tickets, VIP, podcaster registration, and discounted hotel rooms are available now at rockandpod.com. Rockin' Pod, brought to you by DBG Productions, Brad Lee Entertainment, and Incaptia.
All right, now that we've got that out of the way, since Dennis couldn't join us tonight because that damn JOB, we're going to do a review of an album that he doesn't really care for. So,
which I don't understand.
Well, as a musician, I see his point. You know, the biggest thing that most David Lee Roth era Van Halen fans, you know, the switching of the amps. They went from Marshalls to Randall amp, maybe. I'm not sure the name brand, but it has a different sound to it. You know, the amps have their own different tone. And, you know, old school Van Halen is more on the hard rock edge as to where, you know, the 1984 album kind of started them moving in the pop direction. Mm-hmm. And 5150, I mean, that's got 5 singles that all charted pretty well. You know, so they did an excellent job of moving from hard rock to pop. So, I mean, I will say that I disagree with Dennis's opinion, or not even just Dennis, anybody that is in that camp. I disagree with their opinion of, well, I don't like the sound of their amp because now it sounds too thin or too tinny or whatever, but I get it, you know. But I'm also a fan not only of hard rock, but of pop music as well. So seeing those guys go into the more poppy direction and get more radio play and stuff like that doesn't really surprise me. Yeah.
No, I think that I 1984 was just such a commercially successful record. There was really no going. I mean, they really couldn't go back. I mean, they can't go back to what it was before.
Correct.
They had to progress, and that's where everything was going. In 1986, when this came out, it was like that was what was playing. So I think they did the right thing. I mean, every band has to, and you can't stay where you were at 3 years ago or 2 years ago.
Unless you're AC/DC.
Well, that's true. You know, that's true. Health.
There's an exception to every rule.
I know. You know, I mean, the Power Up record, I have that. It's like, you can put that the minute the needle hits the vinyl, it's like, if you can't tell it's an AC/DC record, And it's kind of funny because people get really bitchy about that stuff, with some bands, but it's like, AC/DC, nobody really cares. Nobody,
Yeah.
I've never heard anybody.
The thing about being bitchy about this era of a band or over this era of a band, I don't give a shit about your opinion. You can like Bon Scott more. You can like David Lee Roth more. If I happen to like Brian Johnson more, or I happen to like Sammy Hagar more, that's my business. I don't care what you think. You shouldn't care what I think.
Yeah, I mean, there's
when I'm in my car, you're not telling me what to play anyway.
When it's so loud, you can't. They hear the things are rattling. We're good, man.
Right.
Yeah, it's just funny. It's kind of strange how that works out.
Crazy people.
It is a little crazy.
So you've got some statistics about this album?
Yeah, so we did a show a month ago, I guess it was, somewhere in that ballpark, maybe a little older than that now. We counted
We've
down
all slept since then.
We have slept since then. It was the class of '86 records. Van Halen, this 5150 was one of those. And obviously the first Sammy record. The album prior to this was 1984. The one after this is OU812. It had 4 singles. Why Can't This Be Love, Dreams, Love Walks In, or Summer Nights, depends on what you want to call it. And then Best of Both Worlds.
Love Walks In and Summer Nights are 2 different songs.
Well, it's kind of weird because they've got it listed on Wikipedia, which makes it maybe sort of true. It says it has a slash, so I don't know what that really means. But I thought it was just. It may just be how they had it listed, so it could be wrong. So I think there were 5 singles.
Best of Both Worlds, Dreams, Love Walks In, Summer Nights, and Why Can't This Be Love?
Yeah, it's 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably the slash that you see, maybe it came out as 45 and that was the B-side.
Could have been. Yeah.
That's me guessing. So if I'm wrong, y'all shut the fuck up.
Nobody gives a rat's.
Send your opinion to Dennis at agesofrock.com.
Please. Actually send him mail. Just random shit is great. We'd love that if you could just do that. All right. Yeah, there you go. It was number 1 album. Had a number 1 song. Summer Nights was a number 1 song. And it sold, probably sold more than that now, but it sold 6 million records here in the States. So at one point in time, which that's not too shabby. There was a lot of 1986. There were a lot of records that sold millions and millions and millions of records. Now you sell 8,000 records and you're number 5 on the pop charts.
Yeah, we've had that discussion.
Yeah, I'll just not mention any names. I'm just throwing it out there.
Right.
But good record overall. So there you go. All right. What are we going to do tonight? That's just me and you, so we can do this however you want to do it. What do you want to do?
Well, what I did is I went and I listened to the album today. And it's funny because I told Laura that we were doing this album review this morning.
Mm-hmm.
She pulled out her phone out and pulled it up on Tidal and started listening to this album. And I was like,
should have Laura on.
Oh, good. You started my review.
Yeah, there you go. The review of the review of the review.
Now, but when I was at work this morning, and it took me all morning to listen to it because it doesn't happen very often, but today I walked into a dumpster fire.
Oh.
And it took all day to put the damn thing out.
A dumpster fire at the library is not good.
Well, a
books
virtual
burn fast.
It's a virtual dumpster fire. Damn you.
I got it. I just thought I'd poke one at you.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. Poking at your own self.
Well, no. Okay, that was meant to be funny. It did not go. That did not work at all.
Oh, it was funny, just not in the way you intended.
That's correct. That is correct.
So what I did is I just listened to each song and wrote a little something about each song that popped into my head. And since there's 2 of us, we should take turns going first so that we don't each go, oh, what he said. Because it'll be like a 5-minute review.
We could do that.
So this album starts out, hello, baby, except more in tune than that. And
it's close, though.
The song, Good Enough. Man, what a great way to open the album. Great song. Starts out just punch in the face. Let's go. We're jamming.
Totally agree.
I like it. Oh, listen. Totally agree. All right, next. No.
No, I did. You know, it's funny because I haven't listened to this record for a little while, so
Same.
it was nice to put it on and listen to it. And you hear that at the very beginning. It's kind of like get your attention. We talk about that as for opening songs that get my attention and stuff like that. And great opener. I think it was the right song to be opening this record. When I listened to all the songs, I think that this is one of those albums I think that they sequenced pretty well.
Yeah.
We talk about that sometimes, that we just like, who the hell did this? And then, but this seemed to flow really pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, when you start out with the new singer in your band, hello, baby, the way he said that, I mean, hey, I'm here now. It's a new game.
New game.
New game. Let's roll.
Exactly.
All right. Why Can't This Be Love is the next one.
Yeah. So, it's, I'm a Van Halen fan, but I'm not like a diehard Van Halen fan.
Right.
So I do sit in that whole thing where I'm not like married to David or Sammy and that whole kind of thing. I'm not one that just, is falling on a sword for one of those camps. I think they're both great versions of the band.
Right.
Why Can't This Be Love to me is one of my favorite Van Halen songs. Just the riffs, I think it's a great song just in general. It's a really good tune.
Yeah. Honestly, you said the album, you thought it was sequenced pretty well. I think it is sequenced well as well. That sequence is a big word.
It's a big word.
It's a big word and my head is all stuffy. But the way that song starts out, I think that would be a great album opener as well. Because you got that.
Yeah.
I'm doing my Dennis impersonation since he's not here to do his own sound effects.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. But I mean, even that song I think would be a great album opener, but then if you switch those two songs around, the Hello Baby would probably sound out of place.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
But yeah, I love the way the song starts. Well, I don't have any other notes other than that, and it could also be the opener. But the next song, track number 3, Get Up. Great song. I'm going to call this a Bill Elam banger. And that's all I got to say.
Oh, I thought there would be more.
No, the song has just got that punch. And, I guess one thing I can say, and pretty much almost for the entire album, is nothing is too slow on this album.
No,
but it's not too fast either.
Right.
I think the tempos that they've got on these songs are all really well. What you got?
Yeah, I just that's a song that I'm not really terribly familiar with. So but another song that fits right where it's at, between Why Can't This Be Love and Dreams. I think it fits right. I mean, it's right where it needs to be. And I can't figure out, this is one of those records that they could have released every freaking song on the record as a single. It wouldn't have mattered. It just, not everyone. There's the one song.
There's one song on here.
Yeah.
Would not have been a good single.
No, but other than that one song, and I'm sure we'll agree which one that was, but
I'm sure.
Yeah. But every other one, they could have released every other one with no problem. So yeah, it's a great song. And I hadn't heard this for a while either. I mean, you don't hear Good Enough. You don't hear Get Up. You don't hear Inside at all, on any kind of, random playlist of Van Halen, just because it's just not one of those ones that hits very often, but it's a great song though.
All right. The next one up is Dreams.
Yeah, man, it's think about 1986. It just really makes me think about that summer, what all's going on in that year. And it just takes, man. And I was reading an article about some the other day, or somebody posted something that said, what song takes you back to your high school, or to, and I was out of high school in 86, but to that era, man, that's when you start, even when you first hear the first notes to that song, it's like, you're just trucking backwards.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, I mean, that opening riff is on a keyboard or synthesizer.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. And a lot of people didn't like that, but
a lot of people didn't like it because Eddie's a guitar hero, dude's a piano hero as well. Whether you like it or not, the dude, he's a musical genius, really, or he was. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And that's not a Sammy thing either, I don't think. I mean, that's an Eddie wanting to do synths thing. So that's how that was. Yeah.
Well, that was one of the things that one of the reviews that I read, that one of the reviewers, when that album first came out, they kind of slagged on Sammy, but then they gave him a backhanded compliment. But he's not afraid of synthesizer, and he's not afraid of change.
Right.
And that was one of the big things that Eddie liked about Sammy.
Yeah.
So. Well, the best part about this song for me is, I was 16 when it came out, and it does take me back to being in high school. And the video, I'm not a big fan of music videos in general, just because, a lot of times the production doesn't match up to the song. The production to me in this song, they don't match up together, because all this is Blue Angel stuff, and it really has nothing to do with it. But I get what they were trying to do, because, especially being ex-military, even though I was the Air Force and the Thunderbirds is the shit, the Blue Angels kicks their ass anyway. But if you've ever got a chance to see one or the other,
yeah, it's cool stuff.
Yeah.
Gives you goosebumps, man. It
does.
Yeah. If that stuff doesn't give you goosebumps, then you're just dead inside and God can't help you. So,
this is the truth. All right, up next we've got Summer Nights.
Can I talk? Oh yeah,
you can.
That's right.
Keep talking.
Okay, we're talking about Summer Nights.
Well, you said, "Can I talk?" and then I cut you off.
No, that's okay. I thought we were done Summer Nights. I'm ahead of myself. Go ahead. Okay.
So yeah, up next is Summer Nights. This one takes me back to when I was in summer. In this. This takes me back to when I was a teenager in the summer, growing up in, small town Kentucky. There wasn't a lot to do. Sit out on the back porch or sit out on the front porch, turn that radio on and just jam, and this song played on the radio a lot that summer. And took me to those days where I didn't have any cares in the world, and I didn't have any stresses like the job, the home ownership, car ownership, children, spouses.
Yep.
All of that good stuff.
Yeah. That verbiage, hot summer nights on the radio. I mean, just like, damn. It's this record. I don't know what it is about this record, because when I listen to this, it's, and I just said it a while ago. The whole record just kind of picks you up and takes you back. And I don't know that, like I listened to Kiss the other day when I was doing some yard work for, 3 hours. But every time, I mean, I was listening to it while I was doing yard work and stuff like that, but I don't remember going back. I don't remember it just doing that, because then maybe it's because you listen to that stuff so much, but these, or at least I do. There are those certain things that it's just amazing that there are moments in time, right? Mm-hmm. And it just grabs you and, leaves an impression.
It does.
Yeah. I hope those guys know that, I wonder if they all realize that. I wonder if they all really truly understand that when they made a record, whoever they are, there are people out there that specific song, that specific album, whatever, has so much meaning to them. I hope they know that. I guess they do. I mean, I don't know. I think some do. I don't know.
Well, you would think some of them, they meet their fans. When I saw Kiss at the Unplugged convention in Nashville back in '95, I remember one of the guys that got to ask a question. He specifically said, "I was at a bad time in my life, and this is the Bill Algie album. Music from the Elder came out. The song I gave so much meaning to me because the message that song gives out, it uplifted me when I was at a low point in my life." So, I'm sure some of those, most of those people have probably been told that by their fans.
Cool. And you know what? If that record did that for that dude, that's awesome.
Absolutely.
I mean, that is incredible. And then, I think it, you hear people talk about that it takes them out of a place that's not maybe very good.
Right.
So
Music
that's
is an
great.
escape.
Yep. For sure.
All right. Next up is Best of Both Worlds. Which is, by the way, the first song on side 2.
Oh, is that how it worked? Is that how it's sequenced on the sidewise? I didn't remember that.
Let me scroll down. Yes, Best of Both Worlds.
Okay.
Side 2.
Well, it's a great beginning to the second side. Like Good Enough was the first side, really, or it could have been Why Can't We Be Loved, like you were talking about. It's another great song. I thought that the thing I liked about that when I listened to it today, because I listened to it driving and doing some other stuff, but you get Summer Nights, and then Best of Both Worlds is back to really just kind of, to me, Summer Nights is a pop song, and it did what it's supposed to. It got a lot of pop radio play and stuff like that. Best of Both Worlds did too, but for me, Best of Both Worlds was a much more of a rocker than Summer Nights was, and absolutely. I just think it's a great song. It's another great song. I don't know what else to say. The problem with this is Dennis doesn't like this record, so he's not here, or doesn't like this record as much. So he's not here to give us shit for just throwing us some love. He'd like to throw us some shade, but he didn't get the chance to. So when you listen to this, Dennis, suck it, buddy.
All right. For me, this song, such a great rocker song. In my opinion, this song is vocally where I think Michael Anthony shines the best on any Van Halen song, because that dude's backing vocals and those highs that he hits is just badass. And I think, you said something earlier about there's something about this record, and I think it is the blend of Sammy and Michael's vocals together. Because I don't know, maybe Dennis sent it to us. Somebody, you might have not even been included in this, but somebody sent a link of them getting ready. What's the name of Sammy and Michael's band?
Oh, The Circle?
Yeah,
The Circle. Yeah.
They were backstage warming up, and Sammy and Michael just standing there warming up and saying, I think they were doing Best of Both Worlds. And man, they're, Michael's like 67 and Sammy's 75, and they're just belting it out like they're 27 and 35. It's just amazing.
Yeah, it's cool stuff.
Yeah.
I've seen The Circle twice. I would go again tomorrow.
Yeah, I have not seen The Circle. I did get to see Chickenfoot once.
It's really good. Good stuff.
All right, up next is Love Walks In. And for me, it's another great pop song. It's a little bit slower, but there are 2 lyrics in this song that actually inspired a song that I wrote several years ago. And the very first line, he starts out, contact, that inspired a lyric to me. And the other one is from my master, I become a slave. That inspired another lyric in the same song. So not only is it a great song, but it was an inspirational song to write a crappy song that I never published. So before anyone asks, no, I haven't finished recording it yet. I barely started it.
You're going to whip that out this evening, right? Right when we're finished with this.
I got better things to do. That's a topic for another time.
Yeah. This is a ballad that fit right in with the rest of the ballads that were going on in that time frame. I mean, it definitely, and really, I thought this was pretty much a departure for Van Halen. There really wasn't a lot of ballady kind of stuff going on. So I thought Sammy brought to this record a little bit of a different side to that. So
yeah, I think I'll Wait kind of falls along those lines off the 1984 album.
Yeah,
which
that's
was
true.
Co-written by Michael McDonald, by the way.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
So that's my take on Love Walks In. Good song. Another good song.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
5150.
I'm trying to remember that, to be honest with you. This didn't leave much of an impression. So
well, the funny thing is I like the song and I listened to the song and I jammed to the song today, but I didn't write any notes down about it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's I don't want to say it's a forgettable song because it's not, but because the term 5150 never gets mentioned in the song that I recall, and I don't memorize lyrics. So
yeah,
but,
it just didn't remember. It just didn't. Sitting here thinking about it now, 4 or 5 hours after I listened to it, I'm like, can't even come up with anything.
Yeah, of course. Also, I may not have written anything down because I got distracted during the dumpster fire.
Well, that could be. Dumpster fires have a tendency to do that.
The digital dumpster. Let's call it a digital dumpster fire.
Okay, the digital dumpster fire.
It was an IT issue.
It's a DDF.
Oh,
there
that's
you go.
good. That's funny. All right, and the final track is Inside.
Yeah, that could have been left off. That'd have been okay.
Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner.
I just didn't get it. I mean,
I think that was just them fucking around having some fun.
Yeah, I get it. But it was a really great record till you got to that.
Yeah.
I was like,
the groove on that song is weird, but the music isn't bad. But it's all of the talking and all of the sound effects they're doing in the background. It's just like, what the fuck?
It's just distracting.
Yeah. That's good. That's a good description.
It's very good. It's very distracting to me. So, but I like 5150 better. I just, because the only song on the record, I'm like, this is shit. I mean, that's just my opinion. It was Inside. So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the way it is, man.
That is the way it is.
There you go. That was good harmony, I think. If you go back and listen to that, I think we did pretty well.
I don't know. I probably won't go back and listen. I never did.
Dennis listened to it 14 times.
That's how come we got big numbers. Thanks, Dennis.
That's exactly right. That does help us. Yes, it does. YouTube and Dennis.
Yeah,
helps a lot. Man, that was quick. When there's not 3 of us on here, we just ran right through that bad boy, didn't we?
That's what she said. So yeah, this album, I believe, if I read correctly, was Van Halen's first #1 album on the Billboard Hot or the Billboard 200.
Yeah, I think that's right. That's what we found before too.
The singles Best of Both Worlds and Dreams hit number 12 and 6 respectively on the Billboard Mainstream Rock chart. Dreams hit number 22 on the Billboard Hot 100. Love Walks In hit number 4 on Billboard Mainstream and number 22 on Hot 100. Summer Nights hit number 33 on Billboard Mainstream Rock chart. And Why Can't This Be Love was number 1 on Billboard Mainstream and number 3 on Billboard Hot 100.
Wow.
And it was, yes, their US Billboard 200, their first #1.
Crazy.
And
how was that their first #1?
Because when the album 1984 came out, Michael Jackson ruled the top of the chart.
Yeah, he did.
And it made it to #2. And if the Jackson album hadn't been out, it probably would have made it to #1.
Yeah. He was a hard dude to beat.
Yeah. Personnel, obviously, Sammy, Eddie, Michael, and Alex. Dan Chapman was the illustrator for the album artwork. Ken Dean was audio engineer. Bobby Hata, I assume that's pronounced Hata, did the mastering. Mick Jones, a foreigner, was the producer.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Was a producer. Don Landy was also a producer and engineer. Jerry McManus was the art director. Aaron Rappaport did photography. Van Halen was part of the art direction, and Alex and Eddie are both listed as producers.
Shock me.
No, that's a Kiss song.
All right, man.
One more thing. There was a live video created during this tour, and it was released as Live Without a Net on DVD and VHS. During that tour, they didn't do, but I think they did Panama, Ain't Talking About Love. And occasionally I think they may have done Jump, but most of the songs, almost all of the songs on this album were performed live, along with Led Zeppelin's Rock and Roll and a humorous verse of Robert Palmer's Addicted to Love as part of Best of Both Worlds. So
interesting.
There's that. Oh, and the album opener, Good Enough, can be heard in the movie Spaceballs.
Well, there you go.
More useless trivia.
There you go. Useless trivia. That's what we're good for.
That's right. So
Your
if
weekly
you have-
dose of useless trivia.
We got plenty of useless. We give more than one dose on every week.
At least 2.
Yeah. If you have anything that you would like us to review, or you just want to tell us to shut the hell up, contact at agesofrock.com and visit us on agesofrock.com. Got 2 fingers. For those of you not watching the video, that was kind of an obscene looking gesture, unintended. But anyway, visit us on agesofrock.com. Check out our past episodes and our social media.
Coming episodes.
Yeah, check out our upcoming episodes. They're going to be awesome.
Yeah, we got some guests coming up.
That's right.
We've been a little guest dry lately. So
yeah,
it'll be good.
That was at the request of our loyal fans, Dave and Kathy, Bill Elam, Brian Harris,
and Dennis.
I see somebody poking out.
Oh,
I saw
somebody
that.
poked their head around the corner, didn't
There
they?
was a ghost in Bill's
Chipmunk.
house.
There's a chipmunk poke his head around the corner.
All right, people. Till next time, y'all.
All right.
Peace out. Thanks for listening to the Ages of Rock podcast. If you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and most importantly, tell all your friends. Remember, you're never too old to rock. Until the next episode, peace out, folks.